What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. Kind of feels strange being in front of a camera after almost 2 weeks. But yeah, we had some things to sort out, and I'll get into that in the next video, or it will be actually the video just after this one. But if you're new to this channel, you're missing out on so much, so I suggest hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification so you don't miss out on anything new we do. Now if you're new, we do cycling videos, how-to videos, mountain bike ride videos, and just some random stuff we do, videos on that as well. So for today's video, if you can see at the thumbnail of this video, we're doing quite a good review on the Giant Anthem 3. It's an aluminium bike, one of the most beautiful bikes I've seen in a very long time. Super cool color. I'm going to do the weight, the specs, and as always I will weigh the bike, so I'm not going to do a guesstimate on the weight. So yeah, let's get into this video. Before I do the review on this bike, I've had a couple of guys telling me, oh, you're just saying this is a nice looking lever and this and that. So what I will do today is I will mention some of the codes on the levers, on the group sets. There won't be a lot of that because you can buy it according to the name. But like on the Shimano levers that this bike's got, I'll mention the code and I'll put it onto the video as well, so you guys can see what it is if you want to order something like that. And I hope that'll help you guys find the nice things that I'm talking about always. So yeah, let's do this. So here's the first glance of this bike, which you guys saw in the previous little part. So if you're looking at a bike and you see something like this, and I always talk about the small reservoir levers or brake levers from Shimano that I like so much, and you want to know what the code is, you can always just look inside the lever. It will stand right about there. Now this is the Shimano BLMT 401 brake lever set. Very cool looking brake levers, almost reminds me of the SLX, XD, and maybe even the XDR brakes, if you want to go that far. Very nice compact looking brake levers on that. It's got the SRAM SX group set on here. Now that's the new 1x12 entry level group sets from SRAM, so it's the SX range. It's got the SX cassette there at the back, probably a SX chain as well, and then your SX rear derailleur. Now these guys are running a set of Maxxis Recon race tires on here, 2.25s. But the nice thing about these are, I hope it shows on camera as good as it does in real life, but the rims are so wide that it makes the tire look quite fat and nice on this bike as well. It's got a super cool, and this is what I like about Giant, it's got a RockShox Deluxe rear suspension on there. Now most of the guys, what they do is when they want to cut down on the price, they go to different very low brand names rear suspensions, and this is what I like about Giant, always keeping it real, keeping it to the good stuff. Now what's nice about this bike, it's got a little, I'm going to say, mount there. If you want to go to a 2x or 3x, if you really want to, gear ratio, you can always just put on a front derailleur there and you'll be sorted. So if you move up to the front wheel and you can look into the suspension right there, you can see there's so much space there at the front, so you can actually run a wider tire even if you want to at the front. Also 2.25, but you can easily run a 2.4 at the front. The rear, I won't say go that wide because I don't think there'll be enough space for that. It's got a very nice RockShox Recon air suspension on here with your lockout lever on the suspension, which is quite nice. I do like it because it keeps your handlebars looking nice, clean and tidy. It's got the Maestro floating pivot system on here, which is a very good pivot system from Shimano, from Giant. Yes, I don't know why I'm struggling to say all these things. So it's a very good pivot system from Giant, and if you guys haven't ridden a dual suspension at all, there's different ways. The suspension can sit up there, it can sit down here. I've seen a few things sitting inside the frame here, which is quite good. Now every bike brand has got its own patent suspension setup, or how they believe it should be, but this is a very good setup from Giant. So if someone says it's bad, it's probably because I haven't ridden it. Very cool looking bike from this. Like I said, it's the Giant Anthem 3 aluminium range from Giant. It's got a nice set of grips on here, just rubber grips. It's not lock on or so, it's just a normal rubber grip. Super cool aluminium 27 seat post on here. It's all aluminium, so it's aluminium bar, stem and seat post. It's got a very nice giant compact seats on here. Actually looks very nice and racy. And yeah, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the bike on the scale real quick, and then we'll see what the bike weighs. They run the Giant XCT29 wheels on here, or rims on here. And yeah, so let's get into the weighing of this bike. Alright, so not a bad weight for this bike. I mean, it is a extra large frame, as you can see there. So weighing in at 13.76. It's not tubeless yet. It's got a set of pedals on here, so this is ride ready. I know some of the guys weigh a bike and they say this thing weighs super light, but pedals do make a difference, and bottle cages and catars and so on, and that's why I like always sharing the weight of the bike with almost everything on it. So yeah, 13.76 kilograms for this bike. I didn't mention that it's got through axles, because I think on most of the bikes these days through axles are quite standard. So, but if you wanted to know that, there's through axles on this bike as well. One thing, I'm not sure on this bike yet, but they do the oversized bar stem from Giant usually, and it just adds more stiffness and ride comfort onto the bike. So yeah, this one's got that in there as well. So yeah, if you wanted to know, it's got through axles in there. And I'm going to do some motivation as always, so yeah, if you want to stick around for that, it's up next. So yeah, I usually do this motivation and I try to motivate you guys, but I always say I think I speak to myself when I say a few things. And this is the first video in about 2 weeks, and the whole motivation topic I want to talk about today is when you're in a group and someone's talking negative about someone, and or you're telling someone that they're not worth enough, or breaking down someone's spirit. And I want to encourage you guys, be the one that stands out in a crowd. That when someone says something negative in front of you about someone else, and that person's not there to defend him or herself, be the one that stands up and say, listen, I don't think we should talk about this person, wait till they're here. Or just stand up for that person. There's nothing wrong with saying, yes, I don't like what someone did just now. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't tell someone that they're worth nothing, or that you're a stupid person, or whatever. And that's basically what I've been working through this last 2 weeks. A few personal things happened, and my flippin' editing program didn't work, and my computer went, and there's just a lot of things that felt that it's counting against me, and it wasn't that easy, and it wasn't that nice. And what usually then happens is we get our whole personality changes, and the confidence we have in ourselves fades away. And I think it happened in this video as well. I could feel not being myself as usual, and not being to the point and saying things as good as I always do. So I want to encourage you guys, never break someone's spirit. You never know what they're going through, and even if you don't break someone's spirit, always try to build it up. And even with a small compliment, you can just brighten up someone's day. So I encourage you guys, be strong, stay safe, and never talk bad about someone behind their back or to their faces. Rather keep something to yourself. You can always sort out a problem. There's nothing wrong with that. Talk to someone, tell them, listen, I'm not too happy with this or this. Can we try to see if we can get a route to problem solving to this? But never tell someone they're bad or not worth it or so. Be safe. Be safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Enjoy.